This week on B2B, NBA games go down to the wire. I overreact to this early portion of the NBA season. We both rock the brand In My Bag Apparel. And as always, Bully of the Week. Let's get it going, man. We're going to start off with Sunday Night Football. What's going on, CB? How are you, sir?
What it dooski, Bredrick?
We back at it.
Yes, sir.
First off, Lions, Texans shorthanded, missing two of their top receivers, but still got out to an early lead. Jared Goff throws 5 interceptions, but somehow the Lions are able to overcome that, come back and win 26-23. Lions still looking like, they faced some adversity. They also have some injuries that they're dealing with. Jameson Williams just came off a suspension as well. But still looking like the toast of the NFC is going to be a tough team to beat in that conference.
7-1, 8-1 now.
Yeah, and
Wow.
shout out. I don't want to do it, but shout out to the Chiefs staying undefeated and the Broncos for being a blocked field goal away from being the first team to beat the Chiefs this season. I didn't think.
Shout out to both those teams.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie.
AFC West rivals, man. It was a great game. Came down to it. Broncos came up just short, but if they exist, moral victory, I'd say.
They played too good to be true.
How's your fantasy team looking this week? I know you've been on kind of a roll lately.
Mack truck got me, dog.
Oh shit!
She got me, but I had some big players on the bye this week. She just caught me slipping. It's all right. I'm gonna see her ass in the playoffs.
There you go.
How'd you do?
I won last week. I'm back. I think I'm gonna win again this week. Move into 4th place. We got like 4 weeks until the playoffs start. Cortland Sutton, speaking of that Denver Broncos game, was my top performer so far this week. He got me 19 points. Thinking Puka Nacua, I got him playing Monday night against the Dolphins. He'll probably end up being my top performer of the week with Jets getting their ass whooped, so I didn't get much out of Devontae. The Commanders pulled out the win, but Jaden Daniels didn't have his best game of the season by far, but shout out to them for pulling that victory out. Oh, no, they lost. They ended up losing against the Steelers. That was crazy, too. Crazy day in football and basketball.
Yeah, not for the Eagles. Put a hurting on them Cowboys. 36-6. We like that.
Good. Less questions about the Eagles now. People can lay off of Sirianni a little bit. And I can just keep talking shit about the Cowboys. Win-win.
True, yeah, we need the Eagles to. We just need Jalen Hurts to tighten up. He fumbled through an interception, but huge game. Cowboys, there's nothing they could do.
No, they're done. They're done for.
For sure.
Who is your top performer on your fantasy team this week?
You know what? Nobody came up big, but I slipped up and kept Pickens for the Steelers on the bench, and he went for 20 points. That's my leader right now, and he was on the bench. I still got Cooper Kupp supposed to play on Monday against Miami. Supposed to go for 15, but there's nothing I can do to come back in the fantasy this week.
She got you good.
She got me beat. It's already a wrap. Says 1% chance of winning.
Oh, yeah. I got a 99% chance of winning right now, so I know I'm on the other side of that right now. I like it.
So, yeah. That puts me in 2nd place in our fantasy.
Yeah, I'm moving up from 5th to 4th, so I'm up there now. Back
That's
up.
what it is. Mack Truck, me, you, and Darrell.
Yep, I remember that guy.
Forgot his name for a minute. No, I'm just playing.
All right, on to the NBA, man. Like I don't know what happened today, but I just decided to go wild with speculation in a way, I guess, kind of, and overreact to some of the early happenings in the NBA season.
Speculations, okay, we like those.
I'm gonna start off with team on the B list, on your side of the B list, the Milwaukee Bucks. I know you have some things you want to say about this team as well. They've dropped a lot of close games now. They're 1-8, 1-9, somewhere in there. And today they lost another one, 2-point game to the Celtics. And they had this game for a good chunk of it. It looked like it was going to win. Giannis had 27 at the half. But, Jason Tatum led the way for the Celtics with 32, 12, 6. Jaylen Brown got his return. Didn't have a great game, but every player outside Al Horford in the starting lineup had double figures.
And that's what the Bucks need to be doing, man. It's like that championship Bucks team moved that ball around a lot more. I saw a lot of 1-2 game from Lillard and Giannis. Lillard still could do a little bit more, but the rest of the team is going to have to get involved. Brook Lopez not doing too much. Not too many shooters on their team. But Giannis kept it close, man. 40 points.
43.
Yeah, 40-something points. It's like, damn.
43, 13, 2 blocks. And like you said, there's just not enough help. Dame only shot 1 for 8 from 3, so that had a lot to do with it as well. He had 14 points. I don't know what helps this Bucks team. Is it as simple as getting back Chris Middleton?
I think they're going to blow up even the coaching roster at this point.
Let's blow it up. Blow it up right now. You know what I mean? Even Portis was their second leading scorer off the bench with 15.
No, it's not. That's not enough, man. They're not doing enough ball movement. They're not playing together as a team to make it in this league right now.
And that's what I was getting at. Blow it up. NBA insider Mark Stein reported that it's quite clearly to the other 29 teams in the NBA that if the Milwaukee Bucks trade Giannis Antetokounmpo, it'll be because Giannis pushed for it. So I'm here to say, push for it. Get to Miami, Golden State, check out the Knicks. Like, how many of those those draft assets could the Thunder give up to get Giannis? What does the Twin Towers look like in 2025 in San Antonio? And I was messing around with this trade engine. It's what's it called? Fanspo. This trade engine.
You might want to go somewhere warm like Orlando.
But a San Antonio trade is as simple as Devin Vassell and Zach Collins and some picks, and you can get Giannis to San Antonio without breaking up a lot of those pieces. You keep Harrison Barnes, you keep Chris Paul. Wemby's obviously there. It's as simple as that to get Giannis to San Antonio and change everything for the Spurs. You know what I mean?
Or blow up the Dallas bench even more. And
no, you don't want to do that. You don't want to sacrifice the depth. The depth is
their bench is already kind of worse.
The depth is what you need in the NBA right now. If you look at these teams winning titles, and even you look back to how the Warriors were playing when they were winning the ring, like it's 8-9 guys getting it done. And you look at teams like the Thunder, who got 11 guys on the roster right now, a team that Trey Mann couldn't get minutes for last year, even though he's getting 20 a game now.
That's definitely what you need. The Bucks don't got it right now.
You can't blow up your depth, and even look at more like it probably can't happen, but there's a big right there for AD. How many pieces do you have to give up to get Giannis into LA? Even Dame. Look at Dame in LA, or maybe I know Miami was open to him when he was getting traded. Brook Lopez, Bobby Portis. A lot of these guys can contribute in winning situations and bring back assets to Milwaukee. So why not just blow the whole fucking thing up? Get all the trade assets and join. See if you can catch, which is crazy right now, even though Philly got a win tonight. See if you can catch them in the sweepstakes for Cooper Flag. Because if you look at a lot of the mock drafts and shit right now, the 76ers are the worst team in the NBA right
now. Dame in LA is intriguing.
There's a lot of money that have to move to make that happen. Dame and Giannis basically get paid the same amount. You got to move 4 or 5 players, bring in another. I looked at like Milwaukee, Houston, LA getting involved in the trade somehow, moving around a couple of pieces that way.
Got the Hawks. They don't do shit without Trey on the court.
Yeah, but again, with the money that Trey makes, it's just hard for the Lakers to make any of those moves. They're so hard capped right now. But with the Sixers too, I just talked about them. Why not just lean into this? They haven't had their 3 best players on the court at the same time at one point at all this season.
You think Philly might get rid of Embiid?
No, that's not going to happen. But shut him down for the year. Shut down Embiid. He's too hurt to play. See what let PG and Tyrese Maxey build up this chemistry all season for the games that they play together, because PG didn't get back until Maxey, unfortunately, was on his way out with an injury. Embiid's set to return next week, but just hold him out. Fuck it. He's hurt. Tank this year. Bring in Cooper Flag to this team where they have a chance to build chemistry. So you got Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, Paul George, and Cooper Flag on the floor next year. Just blow the whole thing up and just wait. Let Nick Nurse just take a year off and just fuck it this year. get Cooper Flag, and try to keep him away from teams that have all these extra picks, like the Spurs or like the Thunder and shit like that. Because it's still a chance some of these teams are so bad that their picks are still belong to other teams that like the Warriors or like the Thunder. So
they fuck it in November.
Just say fuck it. Again, I'm overreacting. This dog.
Yeah.
10 to 12 games in right now, so that anything is still possible for nobody's out of it 10, 12 games in. But a team that we haven't talked about at all, really. I think we might have said a couple of things about them when we talked about Donovan Mitchell. We talked a little bit about Evan Mobley, but the Cleveland Cavaliers are undefeated, 11-0 right now.
Good for them.
To me, my overreaction is they are the biggest threat to the Boston Celtics.
You overreacted today.
I mean, they're the only undefeated team in the league. Darius Garland reminded people that he was an all-star a couple of years ago, and he should be in that point guard conversation. When you're looking around the league, as good as the league is and as deep as the league is at point guard right now, do not forget about Darius Garland. Donovan Mitchell and him, the drama seems to have calmed down from last year. It seemed to be like a mere him situation towards the end of the season, and one of those guys was inevitably looking to get traded. That didn't end up happening. They bring in Kenny Atkinson. Everybody's rolling. Evan Mobley's taking another step. You got a bucket like Karis LeVert off the bench. You still got Jared Allen. That team's well built. They're deep. They're talented. They're athletic. With the Bucks, Sixers, and Knicks all struggling in the East right now,
they could creep up there.
They're number one in the East right now and have a better record than the Celtics, with them already having 2 losses on their record. So,
yeah, they're going to be contenders this playoff season.
They could be Eastern Conference finalists. They are the biggest threat to the Boston Celtics right now in the Eastern Conference.
Let's go Cleveland.
This is for you. Let's look at the Warriors, too. We didn't really talk much about them because we didn't expect shit from them.
Buddy Hield.
Tied for the best record in the Western Conference with the Thunder and the Suns, all at 8-2. Steph's doing his fucking thing, and they're getting it done again with Steph, Draymond filling up the box score like he does, leading that team, and a bunch of players that aren't household names. You got Dale Davis's boy out there doing his thing. Slow-Mo had 6, 5, 5 and a steal tonight. Buddy Hield.
Draymond's doing a little scoring too.
He's doing his thing. He's being more open to shooting, which I guess you kind of have to do when you're missing a guy like Klay Thompson.
Gotta be.
But, Buddy Hield, like you said, he's been kind of thriving in this new role. He didn't do a lot tonight, but if you look at it, 1, they didn't need him to, and 2, he didn't shoot the ball a lot. When you have Draymond and Anthony Melton getting double-doubles, Kuminga got 20 off the bench, building his value, and that's where I'm going with this one. Golden State Warriors are so good that their missing piece is on that roster, and it's Jonathan Kuminga. Trade him.
That as well.
Get rid of him. Trade him. They didn't give him an extension. They already moved him back to the bench. He had a good game tonight. He's building that value. Trade him. Get rid of him. Look at guys like, because in this system, Kuminga's more of a guy that needs the ball in his hands and has to move around and try to get his bucket to be active and be effective. That's not a Golden State Warriors kind of play. You see how Buddy Hield fits in so seamlessly.
You say that's a Bucks thing to do? Is that a Bucks thing to do?
Warriors. My bad. But
you know what I'm saying though? Like, he might, Kuminga could work out in the Bucks. Big trade.
That's
out of there.
The Warriors are have the same problem as the Lakers when it comes to being on that second apron with the luxury tax. So it's going to be hard for them to get money to get a guy like Giannis. But even if you don't go that big, if you can move Kuminga for Kyle Kuzma, or I don't know how that would work, because Jordan Poole could have been in Kuzma's ear this whole time, like, yeah, fuck all of them. This is how they are, and that might not just mesh. But if Kuzma thinks for himself, because he's athletic, he can get his own bucket. When he's engaged, he's a very good defender.
Kuzma's gonna be nice somewhere else,
and he can play off the ball. He did that with LeBron in LA. So
yes.
Steph and Draymond would only benefit Kyle Kuzma. Same for Jabari Smith Jr. for the Warriors. And that trade could work damn near straight up if you just move Jabari Smith over to Golden State, move Kuminga to Houston.
Ooh, I like Kyle, man. I can see Kyle playing with the Warriors, or maybe even Sacramento. You know what I'm saying? I can see him taking on a good leader role somewhere.
A leader role?
Not leader role, but maybe fourth option.
Even if you look at the Warriors and moving Kuminga for a guy like Brandon Ingram, could he fit better for the Warriors?
Ingram's gonna get you 15 or more anyway.
Mm-hmm. And it'll be that. And he's gotten some easy buckets for some of the guys he's gotten to play alongside, but that could be some of the easiest buckets he gets with Steph and Buddy Hield in some of those lineups. And if Andrew Wiggins plays like he played tonight, kind of reminiscent of that title squad they had a couple of years ago, he had like 18, 6, and 5 or something like that. Really good game out of him.
Yeah.
These Warriors can still be right there as they are right now towards the top of the Eastern Conference.
West.
Yeah, that. But, yeah, trade Kuminga. Get rid of him.
Trade him. Overreact, my brother.
Those are the only overreactions I had. I could have kept going, but I had to stop myself.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to do is if you look at the standings, you can see the difference in the strength of the Western Conference versus the Eastern Conference. Through 10 to 12 games, depending on the team, there's 11 teams in the West over 500.
Tough.
That's true for 3 teams in the Eastern Conference: the Cavs, the Celtics that are 9-2, and the 5-5 Knicks. Those are the top 3 seeds in the East right now. So that means if you took 4 through 10 in the Western Conference and you moved them to the East, they would still be behind the Celtics and the Cavs, but they would move the Knicks to 10 in the play-in. If you just looked at the 10 seed in the West right now, who is the Lakers, they're at 6-4, and the 11 seed in the West, the 5-5 Mavericks, and you move them to the Eastern Conference, they have home court advantage over the Knicks, barely being over 500, and they're in the play-in, and the Mavericks are in 11 on the outside looking in right now. 9 games through the season, they're like 5 or 10 games in, they're 5-5, same record as the Knicks, but they're in the 11th seed in the Western Conference behind the Lakers. The Kings are right there, and all of these other teams over 500. So it's crazy when you just look at the difference in how these teams perform in each conference. What do you think that? Why do you think that difference is?
I don't know, man. Maybe I don't know.
It's injuries, because if you look around, like Embiid goes down, Jimmy goes down. Who else in the East goes down a lot? Like, there's a lot of guys in the Eastern Conference that get hurt. But, in the West, you still got Zion. AD hurt his face today.
It's just crazy that you say the Knicks would be at the 10th and Pats with the Knicks that was just in the West. You know?
They would be number 10 if they move if 4 through 10 in the West moved over. And conversely, if you moved them to the Western Conference, they'd be at 11-12.
Less consistency, for sure.
And there's a lot of moving pieces out there too. With those, especially around those teams that we're talking about. The Knicks just bringing in Karl Anthony Towns and Mikal Bridges, still trying to figure all of that out. But then you got teams like
Indiana got in that ass today. Well, it was actually a pretty good game, but to see those rivals go at it was nice.
Yeah.
Halliburton having a great game. Matherin 7 3-pointers. 7
right there in that 4. They're right there at 4 in the East right now, and they're under 500.
Crazy.
Wow, that.
Yeah, but it was a hell of a game, man. I see Bridges, 8 points. Wasn't doing that with Brooklyn.
Well, he was option 1 in Brooklyn.
True. Anunoby even had 25. Towns dropped 30, Brunson 33, and Hart 16. He's definitely the last option in the fucking starting lineup. But maybe he's before Josh Hart, but Josh Hart gets those hustle plays.
Exactly.
But it's interesting to see how this Knicks team is moving. Hopefully they can figure it out a little more.
Let's look at a couple other teams on the B list. The Magic are the only team on the B list to win today.
Damn, Minnesota lost today.
By 1 to Miami. Magic actually got back-to-back wins for the first time since Paolo went down last week. Both games they won by damn near 30. And as I predicted last week, it's been the Wagner show.
It's been the Wagner show.
Those two, along with Jalen Suggs, have consistently been their 3 leading scorers. But they still got a lot to do if they want to hold on. Luckily, as we just talked about, the Eastern Conference as a whole basically is struggling. So they might fare a little better and still be able to hold their head above water without Paolo for 7 more weeks.
Yeah. That was a toss-up with the East.
Yeah, for sure. Talked about Dallas a little bit. They dropped a close one to Denver. Kyrie had 43 in that game.
Kyrie, boy, he liked Luka in Denver.
Luka damn near had a triple-double. Still no PJ Washington, which I think in a 2-point game makes all the difference.
But if they would have had Aaron Gordon, I believe both them dudes would have been battling for sure.
Same kind of matchup. Still probably would have went down to the wire. Luka damn near had a triple-double. Joker did have a triple-double. Got it through 3 quarters.
Easy.
Ended with 37, 18, and 15. Still the best player in the league. 6 guys in double figures for the Nuggets. Russ was not one of those players, but he still kind of filled up the stat sheet and was involved. So you like to see that, even though he's been moved back to the bench. Shout out Patton Watson for the game-saving block on Kyrie that sealed the deal for Denver. It's an 82-game season, so they're going to drop some games. Clay could have shot a little better. Missing a couple players. They're still trying to figure it out west. They're down there towards the bottom right now. They got plenty of time to try to figure it out, especially getting PJ back here soon. But Denver's looking good over the last week. And still look like they got a shot out west, man.
They're starting to click. Uh-oh.
Hopefully it holds up. The bench is still looking very, very thin. It's going to be the thing that gives me cause for pause, as it has since they won the title, until they do something about it. And I don't really know how. You hear what Michael Porter Jr. says, if they don't get it done, they're going to blow the shit up. That'll probably help add some more depth, but then you got to rebuild a core. So hopefully Peyton Watson, Christian Brown, Russell Westbrook, some of these guys.
Those all sound like names they could do without and get somebody else, honestly. Chop it out. Go get Trae Young.
No, why would this with you and Trae Young?
I just want to see Trae Young in a better position, dog.
I don't want to see Trae Young play on my birthday. I don't want to come home, go to a Nuggets game, be excited for the playoffs, and Trae Young's the fucking point guard on the floor. Don't want to do that.
He wouldn't play here.
No, thank you.
No.
He could go to Toronto or something. What else you got on the B list, man?
On the B list? Who else is on our B list?
I mean, the Suns dropped one today. The T-Wolves dropped one today.
Philly? Finally got them a W today.
He got them a win. They got their second dub of the year.
2-7 against Charlotte. You know what I'm saying? Big shit popping. Paul George for 15 points. They're leading. Oh, actually.
It was Kane. 27. Jared McCain, 27 points.
Oh, yeah, McCain. Shout out.
I'm
waiting for Paul George to have a breakout game for them.
Did you see the Melo 3 to send it to overtime?
I did not.
Nasty.
His jumper is crazy, boy.
A little fader in the corner. Suns drop a close one without KD. Trey Jones balled out though. Had like 22. 27, I think, for Bradley Beal. 23 for Devin Booker. Just barely did not get it done against Sacramento, and DeRozan went off again. That's another one of those teams towards the bottom of the West that'd be thriving in the Eastern Conference right now.
Anybody could go off of that team. De'Aaron, DeMar, And Sabonis, anybody could go off there.
Murray, Malik Monk,
Yeah, true.
a lot of guys.
Shout out Norman Powell too for the Clippers, man. That boy's been balling, and I watched a little behind the scenes of his workout. Man, he takes himself real seriously. He says he holds himself at a high standard, and it's starting to show on the court, man.
He's been pretty good for like the last 2-3 years.
Yes,
Man.
I gotta agree, and he's probably one of Kawhi Leonard's favorite teammates. He went for 24 yesterday, 3 for 6 from 3-point range. I think he had a clutch bucket too.
That's crazy that you can be one of Kawhi Leonard's favorite teammates, but who has Kawhi Leonard as their favorite teammate?
Who has Kawhi Leonard as one of their favorite teammates?
Danny Green. That's it.
Danny Green can definitely be on that list.
Danny Green got both of those Kawhi rings. That's the only person that's going to say it.
Patty Mills?
No, Patty Mills don't really care because he was there before, he was there after. Patty Mills don't give a shit what happens with what he got.
Pascal Siakam?
He got Tyrese Halliburton now.
Yeah.
Kawhi's not anybody's favorite teammate. I guarantee it.
Oh, George might say so.
No, he wouldn't. What? Kawhi could have helped Paul George get paid and stay in LA. Paul George is not saying that right now. Russell Westbrook's not saying that.
Pat Bev?
Not saying that.
Mark Gasol?
James Harden, not saying that.
Got a ring with Mark. Mark got him a ring.
Marc Gasol played with Zebo. Zebo, I guarantee, is his favorite teammate. I bet. Or Tony Allen. He played with grit and grind. Kawhi Leonard's not his favorite teammate. He did get that ring, though, so maybe.
Did I say Pat Bev?
I don't think he'd be Pat Bev's favorite teammate.
Montrezl Harrell.
No, Montrezl Harrell loved LeBron. Danny Green is the only one I can really think of because he got traded with him to Toronto. They kind of had to stick together. They got him another ring. I say Danny Green is one player to be like, yeah, Kawhi was one of my favorite teammates. But I can't think of not Greg Popovich, not nobody.
Definitely not anybody other than Tim Duncan or any of those cats. They wanted him to play.
Right.
Yeah, you're right.
Nobody in the Clippers. Unless they're excited they're getting time to play because he's not on the court.
Fucking Kawhi, man.
Why, man? Only seen him in New Balance commercials so far this season. Starring Jamal Murray.
He got the dreadlocks now.
I wanted to get a little into college basketball. I'm not going to get too far into it. I just want to get some teams that I'll be keeping an eye on throughout the year, some players I'll be looking at. First off is the third-ranked UConn Huskies. Back-to-back champs. Looking for a three-peat. Liam McNeely is on. I was looking at Tankathon. That's one of the things I was looking at for draft boards today. And Liam McNeely is looking to go 11th. He's a small forward freshman, looking to go 11th to San Antonio right now on mock drafts. They also have Alex Caraban, who's ranked 10th out on the ESPN Hot 100.
What position?
He's a center. Also, I'm looking at Iowa State this year, who's 1-0 to start the year. They got Tamin Lipsey, who's ranked 14th on the ESPN Hot 100. And, it's a local team. I'm going to keep an eye on them. Duke, I'm really only watching them for Cooper Flag. Yep. They also have Con Knuppel, who's ranked in the ESPN Top 100 as well. North Carolina, I'm always paying attention to. They did drop a game already this year. They're 1-1. RJ Davis, ranked second, right behind Cooper Flag in the ESPN Top 100. Also, Drake Powell's on this team. He's looking as another lottery pick coming out of Duke this year, going 12th to the Kings. And then Rutgers they're in the top 25. They're ranked 25th right now. But I really want to watch these two guys because Ace Bailey is a guard that's ranked 9th on the ESPN Top 100 and is looking to go second overall to the Raptors in mock drafts. And then you got Dylan Harper, who's the son of Ron Harper, who's ranked 12th on the ESPN Top 100 and looking like the third overall pick to the Pelicans right now, who would get that in a trade from Milwaukee. which would work out because of how bad they've been, which I was talking about with some of those other teams earlier. It's crazy when you look at it though, because if you look at, I was looking at Tankathon for this mock draft, and you don't see the top 15 that were collegiate players. I'm not counting like international players. Out of those top 15 players, you don't get to a non-freshman until 16, and that's a sophomore. Colin Murray Boyles out of South Carolina. That'd be the first non-freshman to go in the draft. And then you got Kwame Evans out of Oregon at 20, another sophomore. Looking at the top 20, 25, you don't see any juniors, any seniors. And that goes back to something that we've talked a lot about, is players being ready to go to the league.
Yeah.
You look at
drafts being trash.
And you look at the ESPN Top 100, 12 of the top 15 are either juniors or seniors, or all upperclassmen outside of Cooper Flagg, Ace, and Dylan out of Rutgers. Those are the three that cracked the top 15 that were not a junior or a senior. So I'm not saying that the top 100 and draft boards need to be directly reflective of each other. It's not guaranteed that just because you played a few more years that you're going to be more ready to play. But it is more likely. When you look at guys like RJ Davis, who's been in the tournament, been to championship games, has been in those big moments, and has seen a lot, played a lot of college basketball. You would think guys like him or Mark Sears out of Alabama, who's a senior as well, some of these guys would translate to the NBA. But to not see one guy over 19, 20 years old in the top 20 of the draft is just, you just got to hope for development. It's still going to be guys that are green, not really ready to play in the league. It's all upside, it's all potential.
Maybe that sets up the potential for the G League to have more players and for them to be developed that way, and possibly let the veterans stay in the league a little longer.
That's the hope, man. And with expansion coming soon, hopefully too, that opens up a couple more roster spots.
Maybe the veterans stay in the league longer.
I mean, you look at Tim Duncan, Chris Paul, Dwayne Wade. A lot of these guys played 3-4 years in college. Carmelo Anthony sure was a one and done. Dwight Howard came out of college, but came out of high school. But not every player should be a one and done.
That's a fact.
And, players aren't going to stop themselves from going out trying to get that money. Hell yeah.
Oh, hell no. Let me get my mama a house right now.
Especially if I'm a lottery pick. But here's an idea for the NBA. Don't draft them. Make them go back to school. Make them get better.
Make them make the right decision.
You don't have to take every guy that's coming that's a one and done just because.
Make the right decision.
Take them guys that are ready. And you can look around the NBA right now and look at some of these guys that weren't high draft picks, but they played a lot of college ball that are contributing. So
do more than contribute. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's shocking.
I don't think playing more basketball is a bad thing.
Nope. And if you're really nice, you're gonna be a millionaire in college anyway.
Right. You can make that NIL money now. Sure, it's not going to break the bank. It's still going to be damn good money. Stay in school, hone your skills, learn, get better,
develop.
I understand guys wanting to make the jump in football a little quicker because your shelf life is even shorter than that in the NBA. Sure. These top guys are still going to be top guys, but go back. We said the same thing with Bronny. Go back to school. I'm curious to see how things end up going with the Boozer boys, with Kyan Anthony once he gets to school, with Bryce. These guys don't all have to be one and dones, and some of them probably shouldn't be.
Some of them just gotta, get in the weight room a little more.
Some of them could be great in college and then go on to have good NBA careers too. That's still possible. You look at we'll get into women's college too. You look at these teams, they have no choice but to build dynasties, because these women have to stay 4 years before they can go pro. So you can watch, we're going to do with Juju, players go from freshmen to seniors and see that growth and know how they're ready for the next level. You don't get that opportunity.
Get to know the players a little better.
You don't get that opportunity in the NBA because you look at the top picks right now. Zachary Richese just started having good games in the NBA. He's the number 1 overall pick. But you don't really hear much about him because he's playing down in Atlanta. Look at all eyes were on Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, and they were ready. It took them a little bit to get going, but they played 4 years. They played in school. They were ready to go. You don't get that same thing in the NBA because all of these guys are coming in behind.
Let them develop a little more. Moral of the story.
Why not?
Develop.
And that lets vets stay in the league a little longer.
Vets staying, collect a little more.
Vets are missing from a lot of these teams. We talked about it with John Morant and some of the bullshit he was doing. You have a solid vet on that team, that shit don't happen. There's like on the court and off the court, every team should have a designated 1 to 2 vets. You know what I mean?
That's
just like in that
Udonis has for the organization and for them and the
young cats out of role and contribute when he needs to. Like, why not? Like, I'm pushing for vets. It might be because I'm getting old now too. I'm up in that GD.
Make NBA great again.
I don't. They're too soon. Too soon.
Damn it.
But with women's hoops, man, there's a few teams I'll be watching on that side as well. South Carolina, UConn, USC are 1, 2, 3 in the standings right now, all undefeated. Flaugier and LSU, they're down at number 7. I'm gonna keep an eye on her. Audie Crooks and Iowa State are right behind them at 8. They'll be fun to watch this year. And I wanted to keep an eye on Iowa as well and kind of see what life post Caitlin Clark looks like for the Lady Hawkeyes and how they're transitioning and what they're doing now that Coach Lisa Bluter retired from the team as well, and how they're moving on to this next step, kind of like Duke did when Coach K left. And I didn't do like a deep dive on it, but I went on the Bleacher Report to look at Iowa's women basketball, and all you see is like shit Caitlin Clark's doing. Like, they showed her flashing her rings at a football game. There was highlights from her rookie year on the Iowa page. She fed some goats.
In Iowa?
I don't know. There was just a picture of her. It said Caitlin Clark feeds goats. That was like the caption. But there's like nothing about this upcoming season for the Iowa Lady Hawkeyes. Like, they just are already like, well, remember what we did last year. They're not ranked in the top 25. And like, it's, I know the hype wouldn't be the same without Caitlin Clark and even without Kate Martin, but I want, like, you're not even going to showcase what you no hope. This is just phone it in, fuck it till we get enough.
Like the Johnny Manziel.
We were good when we were good, and now it's over type shit. They're gonna be there to announce that Lisa Bluter is now the coach of the Indiana Fever since they fired their coach.
Put Caitlin looking back for another Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark and Lisa Bluter back together in Indiana. I don't know, but yeah, I just thought it was weird and kind of sad that like all you really see is like they should be playing that song that I will remember you with a Caitlin Clark montage on Bleacher Report. That's all they're talking about for Iowa. It was sad. It was barren.
It's tough.
Got any L's this week?
Yeah, I'm going to give it to the ball boy for Texas Tech. Trying to take the ball from Shiloh after his fumble return, touchdown. You know he wanted to hold on to that football.
With the high step.
I get it. Yeah, he did his Pops pose at the end of it.
Did the whole dance. Shout out to.
But the ball boy took his job way too damn serious right there.
Yeah.
And almost got his ass whooped by their cameraman.
You don't want those problems.
He almost caught more than just an L. That's for sure.
By a Buffalo.
He's taking an L for sure.
I'm gonna give one to the Portland Trailblazers.
What's going on?
They shot 4 for 42 from 3, which is 9.5%.
Chauncey, get out of there, Chauncey.
I was surprised though because this is only tying the 8th worst all time. There have been at least 7 other shooting performances by an NBA team worse than 4 for 42.
God damn. And I'm giving it. What was that?
The Portland Trailblazers, DeAndre Ayton. Hold that up.
Cade Cunningham is taking an L as well.
You giving him an L? He deserves it.
Getting dunked on by Jaden Green. And becoming part of a poster.
Did you see the years of payback that he's been waiting, that Jalen Green be waiting to do this? I saw a clip from high school Cunningham was playing, and Jalen Green's on the sideline with backpack on, all that shit, chilling. He's on the court, and K does something, gets a bucket or something, and he goes up to the sideline while Jalen Green's sitting there, and he flicks his lip, just boop, like for no reason. So Jalen Green been waiting for his get back since high school, so he caught a body in the league on him.
Yeah. It's a boogie for Jaden for them, for sure. Hell nah.
My only L was Portland. As soon as I saw it, I couldn't get nobody else an L, except for maybe the Cowboys. But
since that's out the way, it's Bully of the Week.
Indeed it is. I got 2 bullies. What you got?
I got to give it to the King. Back-to-back triple-doubles in the same week. In between pulling up at the practice facility to see Bronny hoop. The boy lives hoop. Breathes hoop.
JJ was at the G League game.
AD even pulled up, man.
They're invested.
Yes, sir. But yeah, King James, Bully of the Week.
I got 2. First, I'm going to give it to Minnesota Vikings, man. We talked about them weeks ago for their celebration so far this season.
True.
Another classic one today.
What'd they do?
Cornerback Cam Bynum picks off Mac Jones to seal the deal in the final 2 minutes of the game against the Jaguars. And he broke out just a snippet of the Olympic routine of Aussie breaker Ray Gun. And hit some of her dance moves after he got that game-sealing interception.
You talking about the Australian breakdancer that just retired?
You even hit the one where she was laying on her side, just going like this?
Yeah. That reminded me of the comfy couch when it was clock stretch time.
Yeah. The fake Michael Jackson Thriller, he did that shit. He was killing it. So, shout out to the Vikings again for doing celebrations this year.
Shout out Vikings. They do it again.
Got any others?
No, that's it, man.
I got one more.
A bully.
Oh.
Ooh, I saw AR with that spin turnaround behind the back pass to Reddish for the dunk. That was pretty bullyish.
There was a dope play that Baker Mayfield made today. He had a dude draped on his arm, just holding. He ran like 6 yards. Did you see that? That was nasty. Mother bully though is Lil Wayne.
Okay.
He has now had something on the Billboard Hot 100 every year since 2003. 21 years in a row. Something Lil Wayne's put blessed has been on the Billboard Hot 100 21 years in a row. Just LeBron-like longevity. Staying at the top of the game for that long. Well-deserved key to the city. NOLA Walk of Fame honoree, getting his star down there in his hometown.
What did they do next?
Not the Super Bowl.
I need a banger.
He's going to be the first musical guest on the thing that I keep asking for, the In Living Color reunion. It's not a thing yet. Shout out to the Damon Wayanses. Not only did CBS pick up Pop's House, their new sitcom coming soon.
I watched the first episode. It's pretty good.
They extended it from 13 to 18 episodes. So
it's lovely. And
be watching that.
The Scary Movie saga continues.
Yeah.
Shout out.
TBD if we get like Anna Faris and a lot of those people back from the original. I know they're all open. Regina King, everybody is open to bringing the gang back together from the first couple of movies. Full of people. But yeah, that'd be dope to see, man. I'll check it out because those last ones were bad. I don't think Haunted House or the one that Marlon did by himself. I don't think that one was great either. But check out Marlon's stand-up. Have you seen him do stand-up yet? He's kind of new in the game.
Yeah, no, he's hilarious.
Killing it. Gary Owens' new stand-up was funny too. It streamed on YouTube, which was just out of nowhere. He's like, oh, live, all right.
Hey, shit. I guess they paid him. Shit, I don't know.
For shit. Shout out Mack Truck. She been going through it the last week or so. Stay strong. Do your thing. You got it. I like that shirt, bro.
I like yours. Shout out Mack.
That TikTok you posted, you cutting, and then it cut to the black and red bully logo.
Yeah.
Fire, dog.
I appreciate it, man. It's dope. TikTok you do a lot more filters with. You know what I'm saying?
Not what I'm saying. Fuck TikTok. That could be. I mean, at least keep it as an option.
You say the Bully Wolfpack shirt?
I know, man. Just think about it. You wearing it right now. You wearing it right now. You had that on right now.
A Bully werewolf or Wolfpack theme.
Bully with the red, dog. I disappeared. Whatever. Shout out Patton that whiskey.
Yes, sir.
Also, just did their merch. They also got
bitching in and out, bro, like the Matrix for a minute.
Petty Patton. They got their new bourbon dropping soon as well. Shout out to them, man. And I'm still waiting. This time next week when we come on the show, we should find out if I made the episode of Props mailbag for him to open the Red Pool and Wolverine shirt. So we'll see if we can get some love on there.
Yes, sir. You see that? Clip that. B2B, we at it again. Appreciate y'all for tuning in.
Like, follow, share, subscribe. You can find B2B on TikTok, Instagram, CB DaBully, In My _bag 2023. It'll all be, you know how to find it.
Yes, sir.
We don't, you know, it's weird. Like, since we've changed up the show and like the format and everything, like I don't have a good like send off. I think last week I just said goodbye. Like, what do we do from here? I don't want to like, and then like with us being B2B, it's just gonna look like we throwing up gang signs and we do anything with our hands. So like, do we just wave? Like what? I don't.